Hey everyone, hope you are having an amazing day. Today we're back with another poster design that you guys asked me a lot to put out a tutorial. So without any further ado, let's get to it. Well, basically I created a document and I'm gonna start off with this image, but first things first, what I'm gonna do is that I would like to expand this image. You can do it with a Adobe Firefly, or you can just do it by yourself by the Content Aware tool. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna select these areas like so. Also a little bit here, a little bit here. By using Shift, I'm adding to those part of selections, and I'm just gonna simply create a duplicate of this layer and right click on it and rasterize it, and then go to the go to the edit fill, and from here I would just choose content aware fill like so. But sometimes they're not gonna just do the right math, so what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna select this selection tool. I will just select my image and it will basically select some areas of the image that you want, but you have to just fix some part of it. And then what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna create a mask and hide the other layer here, and I'm just gonna choose my mask, go to the filter, other, and minimum, and you can type in as much as you want, but I would always choose 1 or 2, and I would bring out my brush to just clean up some of the parts that needs to be cleaned. But you don't need to be so specific about these areas that has hard edges, because we're gonna add some effect to it that these hard edges won't be seen later. So let me just, that is better. So I'm just gonna fix these two things. What I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna just create one more duplicate of the image, and I'm just gonna use this one for here. I'm just gonna bring down the opacity, and I'm just gonna fix the position of this one. Perfect. And what I'm gonna do is that I'm just gonna, one more time, I'm gonna convert this image to a smart object, and again make another mask, and with Command I would simply invert the mask, and with the color selected white, I'm just gonna paint out the area that I want my spike. Just gonna delete this part. Yeah, that is good. I would do this exact same process for this one. You don't have to be so specific about it, because we're gonna make a duplicate of it and flip it and just merge the space between them together with a Liquify tool. So that's it. So I'm just gonna here say main image, and I'm just gonna select these 3 layers and Command E to merge them all together, and say main 1. Make another copy of it and name it main 2, and I'm just gonna hold both of them, bring them out here, and just change the position of the other one, flip it horizontally, and just make it a little bit smaller. This one smaller. That is actually good. We don't need this part to be just, attached to each other. We don't want that. So I'm gonna select my main one and then go to the filter and Liquify, and it will bring out my image here. And what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna select this forward warp tool, and I'm just gonna, you know, kind of do this, something like that. And I'm just gonna hit OK, as you can see. And for the other one on the main tool also, I'm just gonna select that, go to the filter and Liquify again. I'm just gonna do the same thing here. Yeah, it's actually okay. I'm just gonna hit OK. What I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna bring down the main two, and I want this main one to be above. So I will create a mask here. I'll just delete this. I'll create something like that. But as you can see, this is not doing a amazing job of blending everything together. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna select these two and hit Command E to just merge them together. So this is the face. I will call it a face. You can also just make a duplicate of these two and then do the merge and just select these two layers and make them invisible, just so that you can have each layer separated. And from here on the main one, I would create another duplicate. So here I would just say stock images. So here on the main image, I'm gonna name it main blur. I'm gonna name this one the main. On the main blur layer, go to the filter and blur gallery and choose path blur. And from here, what you need to do, you need to just blend these two together like so. I would just bring it down here, bring this one here, and bring this one out here. From here we can just increase the speed just to make these two blend together. As you can see, put it on around 120 and hit OK. And from here select a mask and just by color of black delete the parts that you don't want the blur effect to affect. So basically we are done with the image, and now from here I'm gonna select my main blur and the main together, hit Command E to merge them together and right click on it and convert it to the smart object. Then I will go to the filter, go to the camera raw filter, and I would crank up the texture and the clarity like so. And then I will go to the, again, make sure that my color is, foreground color is black, go to the filter gallery and hit on halftone pattern. Make sure all these other things are turned off, or you just simply you can delete them from here. Just choose a halftone pattern with the size of 2 and the contrast of 1 like so, and then go to the this icon here, or you can just go to the image adjustment and go to the layer, new adjustment layer, and go to the threshold to create a new threshold effect. So now you can change the threshold effect like so, but I would like more details, so I might duplicate the camera raw filter here one more time. Yeah, as you can see, as I'm duplicating these camera raw filters here by holding Alt, I can see more details, but this is too much. This is also too much. Yeah, this is good. I would also like to add a level on my main blur layer, so I would just simply hit Command L and just change the level of the image. Now it's time for the typography, so I would just type freedom. From here I would like to just change some of the parts of the typography to give it that nice effect. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm just gonna make a duplicate of my typography, make one of them invisible, and on this one I would just right click on it and convert it to the shape. Now if I come here and select my direct selection tool, as you can see these points here. I would like to just, you know, select the down part of this and bring it down, but as you can see, this is not doing a great job, and that's because we don't have a dot, another, you know, anchor point here. So I would just simply hit P on the keyboard and make another anchor point like here. Maybe that is too much here, and then from there I would just again select these dots and just bring this one down like so. That is actually amazing. This is actually nice. Also on the main poster I added a text, so let me just grab it here. So I would just grab the text that I had and I would just, you know, make it smaller. And at the end I would like to use the free pack that I got from Design Syndrome's website. He's an awesome designer with lots of great free assets and even some premium assets that you can buy from his website. Make sure to check him out. He has some amazing so on this one he has some amazing tribal shapes that I added these two on my design and just merge them together, but I'm gonna use this Grunge Machine action that I've got, and for that I need to just make everything on my layer to the color of white, because that's how it works, and I will explain it later why. So before just giving it that effect, I would just hide that, and I would like to create a gradient map on top of my threshold effect. And I'm just gonna choose a nice red for the dark areas and this nice yellow here. That is amazing. So this is basically the tribal thing that I told you. So I just double click on it and gave it a color overlay of white. Now I need to just convert it to the smart object and then go to the Grunge Machine and hit play. You can download this from my Telegram channel for free. So when you run it, it asks you to just add some texture to it. So you can just go to the file and select one of those grunge textures that are in the pack. So I would like to use this one. So as you can see, it is now affecting, but I need to change the color again to the black. So I'll just go here, color overlay, and make it black. Just make sure that you're double clicking on the group and choosing the color black on there, but I don't want it to be fully black. Maybe this color is much more nicer, and I would just select this group. I would select the tribal shapes. I would bring it down below my image, but if I do that, you can see that my gradient map is affecting the color, so I don't want that. So I would just bring it back to the top, and then simply by holding command, I would click on the thumbnail of the main blur image, so it will select it, as you can see, and I would create a mask on my tribal shapes group, but I need to just convert it, so I would hit command I, and now as you can see, it is not affecting my layer, and it's like, you know, these tribal layers are below this. And at the end, what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna add a little bit of a noise and a texture from my texture pack. So I would simply hit Command Shift Option E and make sure that you're on the top layer. Hit Command Shift Option E and go to the filter, noise, add noise, and I would add a good amount of actually noise, something like 25%. And simply I would just add my texture pack. So you can buy this texture pack that I got from my Patreon page. There are some unique textures that you can get. So I'm just gonna add this one and simply put it on lighten, and I would make a duplicate of it, and on the bottom one again I would just hit Command I to invert that and put it on darken. So as you can see now we have some burnt area on the highlights. So I would just simply hit Command L and just change a little bit, and we are actually good to go. So this is the final result. Hope you guys liked the video, and if you did, make sure to like and subscribe, and see you on the next video. Peace.